Spider-Man, a swarm of spiders in a suit. Fans of Marvel Comics have come across various iterations of Spider-Man over the years since different universes have different Spider-Mans. These iterations have been both male and female, as well as other animals at times. Even the ones who are known as Peter Parker can be vastly different from the version of Earth 616 that we are familiar with. In today's version, we will be discussing Spider-Man. Yeah, you heard it right, Spider-Man. This version of Peter Parker dons the suit on Earth 11580, so without further ado, let's jump right into the video. Before we go into our explanation, we have a very small request. If you like our content, please support us by subscribing to our channel. This is a small click for you, but for us, it means a lot. Thank you, and let's begin. How it all began. When Peter Parker was still a bright young student, Max Model asked him and his closest friend Gwen Stacy to visit his cutting-edge firm at Horizon Labs. One of the experiments the two witnessed was a huge cluster of spiders that Model was subjecting to radioactive particle bombardment in an effort to modify their genetic makeup. Parker fell into the cluster and was apparently eaten there. But in reality, the spiders transformed into a single hive mind construct that took in Parker's consciousness. The swarm, going by the name Spider-Man, assumed the identity of the man they have devoured, put on a costume, and started battling crime in New York, saving Gwen from the goblins. We come across Spider-Man sitting atop a building and contemplating the miserable condition of New York on Goblin Night. Gwen, who was walking on the pavement, was suddenly stopped by a stranger to inquire why she wasn't disguised as a goblin on Goblin Night. The stranger insisted that she was putting her own life in danger as well as everyone else's around her. Moments later, the minions of the Goblin Queen flew over cruel York, bombing and capturing unlucky civilians unfazed by their disguise. When the Green Goblin attempted to capture Gwen, Spider-Man arrived just in time to stop him. He was also thinking about how he turned into Spider-Man. While Spider-Man was concentrating on a group of 3 goblins in front of him, Jack-O-Lantern attacked him from behind. He slashed open the back of Spider-Man's costume but was taken aback when a swarm of spiders suddenly appeared, overwhelming the villain, climbing up his mask and beheading him, to the horror of his allies, forcing them to flee. After observing everything, Gwen went to Spider-Man hoping to persuade him that their work at Horizon could still change Peter back. However, spiders turned her away, admonishing her that it was just too late for him to be anything other than a monster. And then he vanished into an adjacent alley, leaving only his discarded costume behind, joining hands with the other Spider-Man to take down the Inheritors. When the Inheritors, a clan of totemic hunters, returned, the superior Spider-Man set out on a mission across the multiverse to find different iterations of Spider-Man with the help of Otto Octavia to subdue the evil. Spider-Man had already acquired a taste for human flesh when he joined the superior Spider-Man's army, despite his best efforts to hide it from his allies. Meanwhile, Miles Morales had formed his own team with the intention of stopping the Inheritors without killing them, unlike Superior Spider-Man. Miles then went on to strike the Inheritors after informing Superior Spider-Man about their plan, but the mission didn't go through as planned, and they got ambushed by the Inheritors. After Superior Spider-Man helped Miles and his team escape, Spider-Norman reached out to Spider-Man with a plan to imprison the Inheritors in the Prime Marvel Universe. This decision would lead to the demise of the Prime Universe, but it would save the rest of the multiverse from the Inheritors. But instead of returning to their universe, they went to the Loom world, which housed the Web of Life and Destiny, after they left the Spider Army. Spider-Man regretted the death of Karn, a former inheritor who betrayed his family for the greater good. Norman said he saw it there while holding a cosmic cube. Karn's body was discovered by Spider-Man, who died on it. Spider-Man had already dispersed his spiders to many realities around the multiverse when Norman decided to shatter the Web of Life and Destiny in order to imprison the Inheritors on Earth 616. But he kept a piece of the web that would allow him to travel across the multiverse, going after Otto Octavius. Spider-Man, being the egoistic maniac that he is, could not get over the fact that he was ousted by Superior Spider-Man, aka Otto Octavius. During their conflict with the Inheritors, Spider-Man kept an eye on Otto on behalf of Norman, while Otto was on a date with Emma. Spider-Man returned to Spider-Norman to inform him of Otto's observation so they could get even with Otto. They further went on to destroy Otto's reputation by revealing to the public that Superior Spider-Man was indeed the erstwhile criminal Dr. Octopus. He also went on to send an anonymous email to Max Model, one of Otto's colleagues. But Model already knew who Otto was, but kept it to himself, believing that every person deserves a second chance. They figured out that the mail had been sent from a cafe in Oakland, but no one could be seen in the cafe's security footage. However, when Otto saw the clip, he saw spiders on the keyboard and realized who the perpetrator was. At the very next moment, Spider-Man tried to assault Otto and Max Model while they were having a conversation by attacking them and fleeing the planet, but Otto was able to catch one of the spiders. Spider-Man revealed all of Norman's details after being tortured by Otto. After that, Norman showed up and demolished the entire building and went after James, the kid Otto had saved and had grown fond of. Spider-Man also assisted Norman in taking out the henchman Otto had placed to protect James. When Otto assumed the identity of Dr. Octopus and used the spider bots to kill some of Spider-Man's spiders, Norman and Spider-Man were beaten. The demise of Spider-Man. During their journey back to Earth 44145, Norman ordered Spider-Man to repel 2 of Shathra's Hive attacks on Oscorp Tower. Spider-Man was destroyed by the Spider Biodroid of Earth 9221 after only a brief battle, but he gave Norman time to send a piece of the web to Earth 616 before blowing up Oscorp Tower to kill the invaders and make his sacrifice. Any spiders left behind after Spider-Man's disintegration, if at all, were probably killed in the explosion that brought down Oscorp Tower. What makes Spider-Man so powerful? With the exception of a terrible turn of events, Spider-Man acquired his powers in a manner identical to how Spider-Man did. Spider-Man truly disintegrated and transformed into literally thousands of spiders. His consciousness is contained by the spiders who may devour another person from the inside out, eating everything but the skin and take over their body. The swarm grows stronger each time it consumes a human, and when it has power over a victim's body, it can manipulate it in almost any way. The possessed host may mount walls and adhere to surfaces, but it is uncertain if the swarm can control many human bodies at once. Later on, he developed an unknown degree of superhuman strength that allowed him to compete with superheroes like Spider-Man. Spider-Man possesses extraordinary powers of agility, endurance, and stamina. Since his mind permeates the whole swarm, he has a chance of surviving and spreading if even one spider from the swarm dies. Marvelous verdict. This version of Spider-Man is a fascinating one. His origin is very tragic when he loses his body to a swarm of spiders, and he feels despair up close since he cannot be with the love of his life, Gwen. He lives on carrion flesh after losing his mind and ultimately perishes alongside Spider-Norman when Dr. Octopus destroys the Oscorp building. If you like the content, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to us if you haven't already. Have a good one and be safe. Thanks, everyone.